If you love making DIYs and you want them to have a high-end look, you will love this video. I'd like to thank CRAFIT for sponsoring today's video. All right, everyone, and for this first project, we're going to take this tray. I got this tray at Dollar Tree. It was in the Dollar Tree Plus section. And I also grabbed this wallpaper from Dollar Tree. This was in the regular $1.25 section. I actually really loved working with this wallpaper, and I was inspired to use some of this in my bathroom. I actually put this in my bathroom about 2 years ago, and I have to tell you, it is holding up absolutely perfectly. Now, I took this tray and I spray painted it my signature blue. And now we're going to kind of measure the wallpaper. Now, the great thing about this wallpaper is that it's honestly not much bigger than the tray itself. Also, what I really love about this wallpaper is that it does have this kind of crack thing on it where you can peel off the backing very, very easily. We appreciate that. And then I'm just going to kind of pinch my wallpaper together, and then we're going to smooth it down in the middle and then just start smoothing it down onto our tray. Now, I grabbed my spatula tool that you can also pick up at Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section. I'm curious, do you guys have this in your crafting arsenal? Because this is such a good thing. Whether it's the Dollar Tree brand or another brand, this is perfectly fun to use. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to continue to push all of that wallpaper off into one corner. I don't know about you guys, but I always use these types of tools and I always kind of lose them. So I'm looking forward to having some sort of organization area where I can put these kind of tools. Now, what you're going to do is just continue to push that wallpaper into the corners there and make sure that's nice and flat. Then you're going to grab a straight edge of some kind and you're just going to start trimming away those excess pieces. And as you can see here, this is going really easily. Now, this wallpaper does cut really good. If you have a a very sharp tool, this is going to be a breeze for you. And as you can see, when it's done, it is beautiful. I love the way this looks. And then this is how it looks when it's kind of staged with some flowers and a little trinket bowl. You are probably going, where is that trinket bowl? Well, don't worry, I'm going to show you it. For this next DIY, I've got this great sign. I love this sign. I picked this up at Daiso. This was a couple years ago. And I'm going to go ahead and paint it white. I was thinking this is the perfect kitchen sign with that spoon and fork that's kind of already cut out on either side. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly paint this. I'm going to use my heat gun to kind of cool or to dry the paint. I guess not really cool it off. But we are going to continue to just kind of take care of this. And then I have this garland that I thought would be absolutely perfect on this sign that I'm making for my kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this garland and we're going to just trim off enough of it to where I can kind of have a hanging piece. And I'm going to take a couple of the beads away. We're going to put those into my bead jar and then I can use those, of course, for another project. And then also I'm going to take this end and kind of do the same thing here because we want to be able to take those tips and we're going to glue them on the edge. Now, you're probably thinking like, why didn't you just tie them, that rope or that twine kind of through the cutouts there? But I'm going to show you why in just a second. Now, after you've got everything kind of measured out and everything that's ready to go here, you're just going to glue these pieces down once again, kind of shift those beads around. And this makes a really cute kind of base to be able to get your kitchen sign ready. Now that I've got this, I need to go over to my Cricut machine and I'm going to pick up the Joy for this one and I'm going to take this down and start working on it. All right, you guys, I know you're wondering. I know you saw that amazing cart, and I want to tell you about this amazing cart that is now here in the background. Let me introduce you to today's sponsor, CRAFIT. Now, as you can see, this is the perfect space for a variety of cutting machine materials. You can keep your tools organized. There is really a ton of things that you can do with this, and because this is an extremely versatile cart, you could use this as a sewing table. You could have this as a printer stand. You could use this for gift wrapping. Maybe you could make like a gift wrapping cart with it. You can keep all of your DIY projects in separate compartments and it's going to free up your workspace and keep your craft room tidy and organized, and clean. Clean is probably the biggest thing for me right now. So you can set up your machine on the top shelf like I did here. In the drawer, I've got all of my various tools organized and ready to go. I did add one little kind of drawer organizer in there. But what's great about this too is that middle shelf can be used for all of your other Cricut materials. And then you've got the lower shelves here, which are perfect for additional machines or cardstock. And then the vinyl roll holder combined with the vinyl roll holder that's on the side there, that's going to hold 23 rolls of vinyl. And that could be vinyl, that could be iron-on, that could be HTV, that could be different sizes. I actually used my Cricut Joy, my Cricut Maker, and also my Cricut Joy Extra and stored all of the materials with them. Now, this is also on 4 wheels. They are universal wheels that roll around. 2 of them have brakes on them, which makes it absolutely fantastic. And this is also very sturdy. It is made with premium MDF. The vinyl roll holder down here in the bottom is made of a very cool acrylic that's super, super sturdy. And this is a high construction material overall because it does bear a load capacity of 110 pounds and it moves around freely, even when fully loaded. There's no wobbling or anything. Now with this one, there is assembly required and it went together in about 30 minutes, I would say. And the overall dimensions I'm going to put here on screens just so you get an idea of really how great this is. Now, if you're interested in this fantastic CRAFIT cart, be sure and check out the link in my description box for a very, very special offer. And this, to me, is a craft room must-have. Now, speaking of crafts and DIYs, let's get back to it. Now, what I love about the Cricut Joy and everything is that it's easily accessible and I can make something like this really, really quickly. I'm going to make this sign be 2-sided and we are going to have closed on one side and then we're going to have open on the other side. And then when I am done cleaning the kitchen for the night, I can remind everybody that, hey, this kitchen is open for business, or you know what? I'm sorry, the kitchen's been cleaned now and it is closed. It is time to get some takeout. For this next DIY, I kind of think this is that perfect DIY that would be really, really amazing in like a little girl's room or a teenager's room. I really love the way that these plates looked and they just reminded me of little flowers. Now I do have these mirrors and I'm kind of holding my hand over them because I don't want to blind you guys. I'm going to go ahead and put these face down. Now I've got 2 different sizes here. If you can find that smaller round mirror that they sell at Dollar Tree, definitely pick those up. But this larger one will also work as well. You just need to use a little bit more glue, honestly. But even the 2 different sized mirrors are kind of fun in themselves. So if you wanted to really make like, let's say 6 or 8 of these, and you just had a collection of those smaller mirrors, you could very, very easily do this. Now, you will notice when you do kind of take these plates apart, this is a package of 6, by the way, that these are really, really thin, like really thin. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue 2 of them together to make this a little bit sturdier. Now, you could kind of fan it over to one side, kind of like you see me doing here, so you get kind of the extra scallop in there. And that certainly is pretty, and that could be some of the other ones that you do, but I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that my scallops are lining up. So I'm just going to simply add some hot glue into the center there and some on the side, and then we're just going to put the other plate on top of that and just kind of line up our scallop edges, and you'll have a much more solid base for those mirrors. I think that this is really important to do because the mirrors do add a little bit of weight to this, and you want to just repeat this times 2 with each mirror that you're going to be doing. So if you're going to be doing 3 mirrors, then you want to double up, 6 of them. I guess a 6-pack would work for that. So if you're making more than that, then you may want to grab more of these plates. Now, for the hanging hardware, I'm going to take these white beads because I thought that these white beads just kind of look like flowers. Now, I made enough on this strand that I can kind of split this evenly between the 2 mirrors. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my twine, and then I am going to go ahead and glue this on the back of this now, and I'm just adding some hot glue directly down to the plastic plate themselves. And then I'm just kind of bunching up some of that twine in there. I'm going to use my scissors, that way I stop burning my fingers. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my signature kind of green tape here. I did put the mirrors on there, obviously. Hello. And this is really cool. Now, speaking of cool, I do love these DIYs that I've been making for my real estate clients. And I'm kind of jealous, honestly. I kind of wanted one. And when I was at this last open house that I hosted, I decided that this would be something that I would go ahead and make for myself because a lot of people were really, really excited about these. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of cut the pieces here apart of these two different kind of hanging tags. And then I'm going to go ahead and separate all the beads from the twine. I am going to be incorporating those beads, but I'm also going to be using some additional beads from my stash because I do want a few more black beads, and we're going to kind of combine everything together into this really cute doorknob hanger. So go ahead and take your twine, add the hot glue at the end trick, and then you're going to feed your beads in however you think that this would look good. I chose to do 2 black beads, and then I'm doing 4 of the kind of wood beads, and then 2 of the wood bead or the black wood beads, and then 4 of the other beads, and just kind of continue that down until you've got a long enough strand that you can kind of tie together like this. But also you want to make sure that this loop is going to fit over your doorknob. Now, I have vintage doorknobs in my house. They're the original doorknobs from 1945, and this will fit. I did measure this, so tie this in a knot and then just very simply add it to your tag. And then you've got this, which is really cute, but we need to go ahead and do something else to this. And this is when I took out the Cricut again and just spelled out my last name. And we're just going to apply it right here to the bottom. You could use any kind of font you want. How fun is this? You can even put the date that you bought your house. Super, super fun. Now, this is also super, super fun. A roll of tape. You're going to use that as a base, and we've got a balloon, and then we've got these wooden rings. Now, this package of wooden rings did come from Amazon. I've had these on my stash for quite a while, and it's funny, I bought them when you couldn't find them at Dollar Tree, and now you can find these wooden rings at Dollar Tree. So you're going to go ahead and just grab an assortment of wooden rings, whether you get them on Amazon or whether you buy them from Dollar Tree. Blow up your balloon, and then you're going to take your first wooden ring. It should be kind of whatever the largest is, because this is going to serve as your base. Now, take your hot glue, and your glue temperature gun should be about, on the medium heat. Now, I didn't even really adjust my heat, and it was fine. So go ahead and add a fairly decent amount of glue onto here, and then you're going to glue it on top of the balloon. Now, I know you probably think I am insane, but trust me on this one, this really turns out cool. And then for the next kind of pieces, what you're going to do is you're going to really try and focus on putting glue only on the wood pieces, and you're only going to do that to connect this together. Now, the idea here is that any of the connection points of the wood rings to the other wood rings, you can kind of see where I've got my fingers there, and those are kind of my placeholders, if you will, on where I need to put my glue dots. And you are just going to continue to do this. Now, you could certainly add additional glue if you want to. I just used hot glue for this, and it worked actually perfectly. But the idea here is to cover the balloon as much as you want to kind of give you that bowl shape that you're going for. Now, this is perfect for me because I just wanted a little trinket kind of bowl. You're going to let this dry overnight. I let mine dry overnight. You could probably do it, honestly, in about 5 hours. But I've got a little staple here because I didn't want to put like a pin or anything in it, but now we're going to pop the balloon. And you'll see here that the little staple just gave me a little tiny hole, and I just kind of started squeezing some of the air out. Then I finally just decided to take some scissors and pop. That really happened. Now, here's the thing about this. Now, if you do use a lot of glue like I did here, you're going to have some of your latex balloon that's going to stick to this. But this is not a bad thing at all, because it's going to continue to help hold this all together. And what I liked about it too, and after you kind of pick apart the larger pieces of latex, you can go in there and pick out the smaller ones as well. You could continue to kind of pull those off. You could even reheat this just a little bit to get some of the latex off. But what I really loved about the latex pieces is that it kind of reminded me of like something that was welded together. And I took this outside, and of course you guys have already seen a little bit of a preview of this one. But after picking away some more of this latex, I literally took this outside. I spray painted it my signature blue, and look, I've got a cool little place to put my wallet when I come into the house. And it's kind of always going to be there, right? Because we're going to remember. Or it's just kind of a really cool kind of trinket tray. It would look fantastic on a coffee table. I'm so obsessed, and I love the way this one turned out.